How many of you have heard of Event 201? Event 201 is a simulation that they did right before COVID hit, and it was a drill for how to handle pandemics. But it didn't do the things you would think they would do, like how do we fix the VAERS system to make sure that we get good data? What they talked about was how to turn America into a totalitarian state, how to impose censorship. In my book on Fauci, I've been able to find 22 of those simulations. And they have been practicing this for year and year. It's all sponsored by the CIA, as I demonstrate. Fauci and Bill Gates play key roles in them. Bill Gates called Fauci in 2000 to his home in Seattle, $147 million home, 40 acres on Lake Washington. He sat Fauci down in his library and he said, I want to propose to you a partnership. That you and I work together to vaccinate the world. The story in my book tells exactly how they went through that. And the story of these simulations is critically important because it was the way that they prepared. They didn't just have a few people involved. They had hundreds of thousands. Cops these were all top secret. Police officers in every community in this country, healthcare workers, first responders, were all drilled in this. How to censor, how to silence, how to impose tracking and tracing, how to do control. So they all went through these drills again and again, and it was a way of drilling and practicing a coup d'etat against American democracy. All of the techniques they use, I've spent a lot of time studying the CIA because my family was in a 60-year fight with them, and I wrote a book about that battle called American Values. But I've read all of their manuals, and they have techniques for going into indigenous countries and causing chaos, shattering the societies, destroying the economy, creating social distance between people so that there's no unit cohesion. And then when everybody is demoralized and destroyed, coming in with a centralized control and imposing, as they did with all of us, they locked down America in a hostage taking. And they impose something that is part of their technique, which is called Stockholm Syndrome, where the captive becomes grateful to their captor and identifies with them and understands, comes to this belief that the only way that they can save their lives is through absolute obsequious obedience to their captors. And all of these drills were intended to impose and to induce that condition in the entire public. And I'll tell you one other thing. The CIA did a series of mind control experiments back in the 60s and 70s called MK Ultra.
I'm just going to pause this for a moment. It is good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know if I was going to make it on time. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. Just check the audio. Check, mic check. It's Friday the 2nd of May, 2025. And based over here, coming to you live from the south of England. These remarks by RFK Jr., obviously, these were made on the 16th of July, 2024. So obviously well before the elections in November, and before he'd been given the job of Secretary of the HHS, Health and Human Services, and it is hard, isn't it? This is all we've discussed this over the years. We've known all of this going on, and I guess I'm going to speak for myself, is that my prayers were that when he walked in the door, knowing all of what he did, as much as he did, that the first thing would have been that Fauci would have been arrested. Or, of course, because the pardon was obviously, you know what, it is complicated. But, you know, this guy, he knows where all the bodies are buried, RFK Jr. So, is it that we're going to have to be patient? I don't know. But retribution has to be delivered. We have to have these, Bill Gates, Fauci, all of the government. Nobody's above the law, right? Nobody's above the law. That's what they keep on quoting. And of course, Donald Trump, having been the president of the United States, was persecuted and prosecuted, and lawfare is raised against him. And we're seeing judges getting arrested. And so, is this? Are they creeping, tiptoeing into it? Are they going to arrest? I don't know. But this came across my. I hadn't seen this when he first spoke about it, probably because this was back in July. And I do find it very difficult to listen to his strangulated vocal cords, which of course is not his fault, but I do find it very difficult to listen to him for very long, just because it makes me feel drained. It's quite difficult. But anyway, there's a couple more minutes of these remarks, and I mean, sometimes it feels a little bit like a masochistic when I hear all of this being repeated over and over again, and knowing this, that we've known for 5 years. It is quite tricky to constantly hear the revelations, or knowing that they know, and we know that they know, and they know that we know that they know. And so, when? Anyway, so much going on. It's Friday, whoop whoop, and I was almost a bit late tonight because of the gorgeous weather we're having in England, which won't last now. It's going to break, and we're going to have a rubbish week next week. It's all going to be back to normal. Don't believe the fake news media about this global crap warming. And so I'm going to wait, hold on. I know, who is it? We need the judges fixed first, otherwise arresting him is useless. That's true. That's the thing. You see, okay, I'll just finish this off, okay? Just a couple more minutes of him saying what we already know, but he just spells it out, which is important to get the truth out there, right?
And Project Artichoke. And one of the famous experiments was called the Milgram experiment.
But it's about CIA.
And the Milgram experiment, and you guys look it up, Milgram experiment. What they did is they brought volunteers from every walk of life, college professors, construction workers, everybody. They put them in a room with a doctor in a lab coat.
Oh, I know that one.
A figure of authority. And he would tell them, turn up the electricity and shock the person who's in the next room. That person was an actor. And they would tell him, turn it up higher, turn it up higher. It went into the death zone. 67% of the people put it into the death zone, even though many of them weren't crying at the time. They were begging the doctor not to make them do it. And what they found was that using authority, particularly doctors in white lab coats, 67% of the public will violate their own conscience and do what they're told. All of this was orchestrated. They put doctors in charge of America, speaking of authority, never showing us any science, but ordering us what to do. And as you read my book, you're going to see all of the direct CIA involvement, and I name the person, I name the officers, year after year that were directly involved, partnered with Bill Gates, partnered with Tony Fauci, creating these scenarios in anticipation.
So it's there, right? It's all there. So anyway, good evening to DLive crew. Sorry, my apologies. I'm being so rude. I've just been in a real rush because obviously we're now on the 2nd of May. The evenings are longer. The sun is setting later. And of course, because of what I get up to, life gets in the way. I have obviously did a broadcast this morning with Patriot Soapbox, which I was with 12:30 from 9 to 12:30. And then I do have to do things in my life other than being on air and researching. And I tell you, every moment that I'm away from here, from broadcasting, I'm thinking about, I'm researching, I'm saving, I'm looking, I want to share everything that I see. And I think I need a break. I tell you, I think I need to have a week off. Solo's sitting on my monitor snoozing. All right for you, Solo. Solo's having a snooze. It's been a busy day in the Avery. Busy afternoon. Oh, thanks, Family Low. Family Low's glad I came on. I swear, I literally had 5 minutes to get everything titles up, share the stream, the copy this, the paste that, the da thumbnail. Oh my, I swear, I don't know how I did it. Anyway, we got Rumble in the house. I think I have got all the channels. I think we've got Foxhole, Base T, as always. Thank you so much for doing your due diligence of going to the various platforms. I mean, you're the only one who does it. I mean, I must say, and this is with all due respect to Base T, okay? This is not, I'm not having to do, but if Base T can go over to Rumble and go over to Foxhole and say hello, just for the algorithms. Oh, and YouTube now, Base T. You've gone to YouTube. Then so can everybody else. Just help me out. I say, it is, you know, luckily I'm not doing this for the money, okay? I'm doing this for the love. Because if I was doing it for money, I would have, well, I'd be a pauper by now. And I'm not asking you for money, guys. I'm not, that's not what this is about. I don't want anybody to be sending me anything, you know, unless you want to buy me a coffee, of course. I would never say no to a coffee. But, you know, I don't really very often provide the links. Not really. Not a lot to ask, is it? All right, so anyway, so Friday. So we have Donald Trump. I can't keep up with him. When I think about what he's been up to, I genuinely feel like I need to have a lie down. Because I genuinely, I feel exhausted. I feel exhausted. Oh, look. Yes, we're on YouTube. Right, we're going to do Base T. I'm going to give you the link to my YouTube channel. I'm going to put the link to my YouTube channel in the... Thank goodness Base T laughed at my remarks. Base T is highly intelligent. Saying that if she can do it, you can all do it. Not that complicated. Just get over there and just say hi as if you're watching from there. You know, literally, it would multiply my viewers by 3. And again, it's not the number, it's the quality, the quantity. No, wait a minute, let me get this right. It's quality, not quantity. So every one of you out there who's tuned in tonight on this Friday, the 2nd of May, thank you. From the bottom of my bottom. Thank you so much for joining me on this Friday. It was a glorious day. Screw the... Hey, by the way, I won't know it's you on... Well, if there's nobody in YouTube, I know you're not there. So Base T's trying to give herself a... Like, wow, you won't know. It'll be a mystery name. Anyway, so we've got Foxhole. We have YouTube. We have Kick. I'm on Kick as well. I haven't actually checked the Kick. It's a Kick. Wait, what's going on? Oh, that's right. I'm a bit confused because my YouTube looks... Well, that's not... You're not right to say, are you, Base T? That's not you in chat because you said good to see you. So I know that's not your kind of lingo. I've jumped into YouTube. Hello. Right to say. Welcome. I'm sort of undercover on YouTube. I'm sort of it just feels, even though this isn't technically the sort of very stereo channel on YouTube, it just feels a bit special to be on here. I don't expect to last long before somebody tries to get me shut down or switched off. I'm going to move off of there because I know I'm now giving people potential nightmares because there's more of me to look at. Anyway, I'll know when Base T is in YouTube. Okay, all right, let me just focus. It's Friday, the 2nd of May. I can't believe it's May. I can't believe it's May 2nd. Where is the year going? Very difficult to sort of keep track. Donald Trump has been in for over 100 days now. And I am going to say to you, right, let me just get all the channels right, okay? Step 1. Hello to everybody. We've got DLive, Rumble, Pill.net. I just want to say Foxhole, but I don't know why they put it to Pill.net. It's such a mouthful. Anyway, Kick, CloutHub. I forgot about CloutHub. YouTube's in the house, and who else? Rumble, Kick, DLive, CloutHub, Foxhole, YouTube. It seems like quite a lot. And I'm not broadcasting to X. Look, I'm trying to get my head straight. What is going on? there were local elections. Okay, I'll start with the UK, and I'll start with the weather. My mind is working a mile a minute, okay? I think I've got a bit of ADHD. I don't know, I've never been diagnosed with it. I'm diagnosing myself with it, what the hell? I probably know more about medicine than any doctor out there. I can tell you that with all the bloody research I've done with stupid viruses and disease and all that crap, with all the BS medicine. Ugh. You know, I was just looking on my phone app that I have, the Yucca, you know, that YUKA app. And I just decided to scan a couple of the so-called sunscreens purported to be out there for sale to protect your skin from skin cancer. And I mean, I've known this for several years. Don't worry. What I'm about to tell you, I've known for several years. But it's so awful. The components, ingredients within sunscreen that's purported to protect you from the damaging rays of the sun has ingredients that could cause skin cancer. You couldn't make it up. How sick is that? They are sick. They are demonic. We know they're demonic. Anyway, that being said, Terry Lamb. Hello, Terry, in YouTube. I've got my YouTube thing is up over there, which is quite interesting. A bit weird. Right, should we get on with the show? Now, what's going on in the back of my chair? On YouTube, it looks like I've got a ghost in the back. Anyway, right, so sunscreen. So I had this app called Yucca, and I can't share the screen. But I decided I just saw I was at somebody's place earlier, and they happened to have a couple of bottles of sunscreen. And I thought I'd just scan it for the hell of it. So it's called this orange one here, right? Yucca, YUKA. It's got a carrot in the App Store. And I can tell you, you get that app, you're going to be scanning everything, and you're going to be quite horrified. In fact, you're going to be not quite horrified. You're going to be just genuinely horrified at the toxic ingredients in the majority of everyday consumer that are consumed by everybody. And it is nothing short of a miracle that there are so many still alive of us, despite what they're trying to do. Oh God, for the immune system you created for us to combat the bastardos of the dark side trying to kill us off. Oh, did you hear that Donald Trump said he wanted to be the next Pope? Oh. Sorry, just as you do. Anyway, I can't show you the screen. You know, I should use Zoom. I should try doing a stream using Zoom and seeing how many platforms it work on. I don't know, because I've been using Prism for so long. I used OBS and Prism. But on Zoom, which is what I tune into in the morning, when a few mornings a week that I host for Patriot Soapbox, or PSB, they use Zoom, so I have to sign into that channel. And one of the very snazzy little Ujimi Whatsits, yeah, the base Amy term, lets you share your screen, share your phone screen, and it's very useful for me, because then I can just show you what I'm talking about rather than explain it to you, because I have a very difficult time using a few words. It's quite long drawn out. Anyway, let's get on. So I may say hello to the crew in the chat shortly. First, I must do this on Friday. Okay, let's see. I just want to play this one soundbite from Donald Trump, because it was a gem. And, you know, it's these kind of sound bites or these kind of remarks that he makes that has me so grateful that he is in office. Now, of course, there's many rumors out there, many suspicions, many theories that he is, of course, part of the unfortunate agenda, and he's just going about the master plan that they have for us in a roundabout way to make us all feel like there's somebody who cares, who's in power. Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? I am completely. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't want to believe that, but there's a few things about what he's said and done over the last few years that fills me with a bit of angst. However, there are also other things I've heard him say and people say about him that has me thinking that there's no way all these years that he's able to keep up an act of having heart and compassion of just well,
It helps.
like nobody else I've known. So last night he did the commencement ceremony or commencement speech. What's it called? Not ceremony. He did the commencement speech at Alabama University. He said some quite good stuff, but I've got a 15-second soundbite, which is it's just perfect. Here we go.
It helps when you know that borders are not racist, speech is not violence, America is good, terrorists are bad, men can never become women, police are not criminals, and criminals are not victims. It helps when you know that borders are not racist, speech is not violence, America is good, terrorists are bad, men can never become women, police are not criminals, and criminals are not victims. It helps.
That's just 15 seconds. Isn't that perfect? I mean, it's just sad that he has to say all that, but that's what the agenda is. It's been to flip common sense and just regular thought right out the window. We've had years and years with Obama, the undermining of our world. Race baiting, this kind of nonsense with men who pretend to be women, who are allowed to adopt babies, which I think is absolutely outrageous. It's disgusting. No way. No way. I pray for these children. It's perverted. It's toxic. It's just guaranteed that these little innocent darlings are going to be mentally scarred forever. That being said, maybe these guys are fantastic and they're going to be fabulous, whatever. I can't say parents because neither one of them's the father. They're certainly not the mother. It's just, what these poor babies are for these two egotistical maniacs are accessories. They're just talking points. And I pray for them. I pray for these little darlings. And like I say, this is just perverted. Thankfully, again, Donald Trump and the team, the crew, his cabinet, and people working with him are straightening things out that have gone completely off the charts of madness in our world, especially over the last 4 years plus. It's been longer than that, obviously. It's been much longer than that everything's been topsy-turvied. But it went accelerated under Biden, the fake faux president. He wasn't the real president. All right, so that was him yesterday. He said a lot more stuff. I say I can only listen to his sound bites, to be honest. I can't listen to his whole talking because he repeats himself so much. It just drives me dippy. I can't. UK Neil is in the house. BB Blue Treble 3 is in Rumble. Thank you so much. I think that's Beach Bear there. Hello in Rumble. Thank you for hit that thumbs up. Come on now. Just jumping into Foxhole, and Trick Pony says faggots are a sin. Now, is that an American term? Faggot. It's not the English one, is it? Because of course a faggot is a Scottish dish, I think, which is to do with sausages or some kind of offal or something. I know I don't like any kind of faggot. How about that? Particularly, I don't care for the faggots of this world. Having said that, look, I am not any of the isms or the ists that are negative as far as the social world goes. My opinion is formed by how how I'm treated, how those around me are treated. If there are individuals who have, let's say, mental health concerns, issues with regards to what gender they believe they are, that is a mental health thing. I don't associate the mental health with the Islam, because that is a choice of being in that demonic cult for the most part. That's optional. But if people have been, the whole confusion that they have with regards to whether they're male or female, that is an affliction mentally. Now, instead of the people afflicted with it accepting that is their affliction and that they shouldn't afflict us with their affliction, they can go around. I mean, the transvestites. I mean, nobody in their right minds. That's what they used to be called. I don't know why I'm doing this. I do, because of those two that I just saw. But I just want to get this off my chest, right? Nobody thinks that's normal. Okay, nobody genuinely, I swear to you, if they're being honest, nobody who's sane, and if they didn't have to feel social pressure, nobody can think that the two men in this picture, how they appear, is what is considered normal, right? And anybody who says it is being dishonest, and that's not good. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I feel, and again, I feel, I don't want to say sympathy, sorry. I feel sorry for people who think that they are in the wrong body. Now, I'm going to say something else controversial. Again, I do have a problem. I do have a problem with it. I have a problem. It's morally, there's a moral issue. There's societal issues with it, and it used to be kept behind closed doors, right? How they behaved and all the rest of it. Let's say I just don't like it. I don't, and I'm never going to say I do, and I'm never going to say it's okay. I have an issue when I see on a regular basis where men are men marrying men, and women marrying other women. It is just, no. I mean, really, it's ridiculous. But again, I could be being very harsh. I don't know, but I can't condone it. It's just. Anyway, that being said, what I was trying to say is that once upon a time, I used to find that gay men, not women, men, had a fantastic sense of humor. They tended to be quite hilarious, really sharp-witted and funny, until they started taking themselves too seriously, and then they became a bore, and they became pretty unpleasant. And I just can't be bothered. I just don't. Bleh. And forget about the women who are lesbos. They've never been funny, and they've always been biatches. They've always been miserable. Can't say I've ever seen a happy lesbian. Saying, are there any? Are there any happy ones? I don't think I've ever seen any. But anyway, that's again. There's a confliction of from within. And when it gets forced on us, and we're forced to be told that we have to accept what is, then I say, piss off. Forget about it. You just leave me out of it. Don't talk to me about it. Don't expect me to accept it. I will never accept a man pretending to be a woman, transvestite. He's wearing a woman's clothing, and make believe. Never going to happen, especially when they crossed the line. They went over top, and all the demonic Baphomet, like, the children's story time. It's just, children are so precious. To me, there's children are like, they're so precious. Like animals are precious, right? Animals vulnerable. Children are vulnerable. They deserve to be protected, and I just cannot abide all of that I've found out about what's happened. And I say, the thing is that is very topical this week with regards to RFK Jr., pardon me, is that he announced in the cabinet meeting this week about the 300,000 missing children, that the HHS, well, we know, right? We know. It's not a surprise. There's been child trafficking that's been going on forever and a day, and it's all been aided and abetted by those in power, and right. We know. It's from the top. They've all been doing it. Those on the dark side. I'm just looking out to see how many days Donald Trump's been in office now. Let me just get it exactly right. It is 102 calendar days. Today, Friday the 2nd of May, officially in Based Amy's world. Officially speaking, today is day 102, and I do thank God. I do thank God that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. I thank God in heaven above. Right, there's my calculator. Wait a minute, what's that? Oh, that's my YouTube. Why have we got Stephen Hawking cartoon in there? This is my calculator.net for the dates. All right, anyway, as I was saying, I'm here. Okay, bye-bye, you two. They're just sick people. They're sick. Now, we're talking about sickness, we're talking about mental health issues, and we're talking about children being innocent and need to be protected. And of course, with those, there's many out there who know about the whole demonic entities, right? We know about the whole Baphomet, the Illuminati news, the sacrificing, the Pizzagate, the Epstein Island, the children. I'm praying again that RFK Jr. Isn't it weird that he up and said in the cabinet meeting about the children, just like that it's the HHS that has lost track. Of course, on purpose. It was accidentally on purpose, not him, but the Health and Human Services. We know it's those in power who've lost the children because it's all about child trafficking. But the fact that he uttered those words, let me just see. I'm sickening. I'm seeing Islam there with the kids. There's a lot of Islam on my bookmarks. Just trying to find the RFK Jr. Here it is, right here.
HHS has the role.
This was on Tuesday of this week.
As the principal vector in this country for child trafficking. And during the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery. And we have ended that, and we're very aggressively going out and trying to find these children, the 300,000 children that were lost by the Biden administration. We have ended HHS as the role as the principal vector in this country for child trafficking. And during the Biden administration, HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery.
Now, okay. I have a problem with this. I'm not sure. Again, those of us on this side, in this space, where we've been delving deep and knowing about the terrible agenda out there of the dark side and the people in power and the secret societies and all that stuff, we know about this. Okay, but what I'm going to say is these remarks. If you think of, like, if I just think of some family members of mine who've never even heard. They've not heard of child trafficking. They certainly wouldn't associate America with anything dastardly. Okay, the sort of sheeple out there, not normie, I don't know what to say. People who are completely unaware, oblivious to the dark side. All right, so let's just say they've tuned into the news. Oh, and they happen to be covering this on the news. And the Mr. and Mrs. Normie, here's RFK, sort of kind of matter-of-factly, talking about HHS, which is a major agency of the American government, being an integral part of child trafficking for sex. I mean, he said it, right? Sex and slavery. Was it? Did he say slavery?
HHS became a collaborator in child trafficking and for sex and for slavery.
Slavery. Okay. Now, if you see the other, I mean, let's say, I know that they all know, but I don't think, should they just be sitting there like that? Should they not be sort of have a different expression when they hear him utter those words and say, no? What are you saying? What? What? Because I don't think that the average, I tell you, it's very hard for me to label people or name people, but I know that, let's just say my stepmother. I don't believe my stepmother would have any clue. She's American. She's registered Democrat. She hates Donald Trump. She's got Donald Trump derangement syndrome, as do several other members of my family, because they just are closed-minded. But imagine them hearing that for the first time. What did they do with that? Like, what? None of them said, none of them reacted. They just let him say that, put out there into the ether, and then what? And then just move along?
And we have ended that, and we're very aggressively going out and trying to find these children, the 300,000 children that were lost by the Biden administration. We have...
I'm just saying, what I say is, I know that these guys know about it, but what I'm saying to you is that it's like, you know, or has it been spoken of in America on the news? Have they spoken about this in the main on the fake stream? Have they mentioned 300,000 children missing? Have they talked about them being right? And of course, he said a collaborator. Now, I'd love to have had, let's just say, I don't know what happened after this, what happened, because I didn't listen to the whole cabinet meeting, but what I'm going to say is it would have been interesting to say collaborator with whom? Who? You know, they talk about the cartels, these invisible people cartels. And then one would have to say, okay, so you've got the HHS. Then you would have to include, Border Force. Then you'd have to include police. And you'd have to include all kinds of other people being responsible for enabling these poor children vanishing or being given to the totally inappropriate people who were, I mean, it is... I can't think about it too much, but I'm just saying, it just seemed a bit weird that was just dropped in there, as you do. And then what? Did they talk about the weather after that? It's just, right? Anyway, now, what I wanted to do next, big news with Ripple, which I will talk about in a moment. Whilst I'm in this sort of, whilst I'm in the child thing, okay? I'm going to go there. I'm there. What is that? Oh, no. Okay. See? I did not want that in my... No. Okay. I'm going to stop. I can't believe... That clip, I don't know why it's on my feed. I didn't bookmark that clip. I hope you didn't see that, because that was just... Oh, wait. Have I gone off? Where's my DLive gone? Have I been cut off? DLive's vanished. I'm on Rumble. Are we still here? Let me just check Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. Rumble's... no, I'm still good. Rumble, Foxhole, still here. Yeah, there's a lot of work needs to be done, doesn't it, Trick Pony? And I know I do really have faith that in the States it's going to be done. It's just going to be quite a slow process, unfortunately. Much slower than I'd like, but... Okay, and we're back. And we're back in the room. On, I don't know why that happens in DLive. Okay, now, I'm not going to show you that clip. I hope you didn't see it. It was to do with an animal and another animal, and I'm not even going to go there. I don't know why it's on my feed. It's called Crazy Clips, and you're not going to watch it, okay? It's disgusting, and I could throw up again. I'm going to be doing a lot of throwing up. But anyway, another video, another thing that people need to understand is one of my major topics is, of course, Islam. And I have to tell you, okay, understand that in Islam, let's just go with somebody who follows it. And again, I'm going to just say this is what is expected of people in today's world, in today's Islam. Okay? Just going to say that the men in the Muslim men, they're Muslims, all right? Anybody who follows Islam is a Muslim, okay? It's not other, no other, let's say, ideology. There's no other label to give somebody who is following Islam. Muslim is one who submits, and Islam means submission, okay? That's the translation. So, it is the duty of every Muslim man, this is their duty, is to follow in the footsteps, follow the life exactly the same as their idol, which of course they're not supposed to have, of Muhammad, right? The man called Muhammad. And it just so happens that he was 40 years old before he had a midlife crisis. He married a 6-year-old and he had sex with her. He raped her at 9. He raped her. Okay, it wasn't having sex. He raped her at 9. That is absolutely factual. No, there's no gray area. There's nothing, right? What you'll find Muslims do is they will maybe try to add a few years, or they'll say, but Mary was only 12 or whatever, okay? That they'll just deflect. Now, they are very okay, and this might explain a lot. I don't know how much people know about this and Islam, but this is just basic, fundamental. It's not extremist. It's not out there. It's not on the fringes. This is per Sharia, per their law, basic law of Islam. The men are supposed to emulate exactly what this Muhammad, their prophet, how he led his life. Right? And as it happens, so the story goes, that he married Aisha, who was a 6-year-old. 6 years old. He was over 40. I'm not sure how far into his 40s he was, but he might have been 50, and he married a 6-year-old. And then, so the books say that he waited until she was 9, which is a child, a baby, before he did what he did. Okay, so that means the men and Muslim men have a green light in their minds. It's absolutely fine to be with a child, which of course goes against all of the Christian, the Western world. I can't go with others. I don't know about Hinduism. I don't know about Sikhism. I don't know about any of that. I haven't bothered to look into that. I'm not interested. All I know is Islam condones marrying adult men, 6-year-old children. And of course, we should not ever let them do that. But of course, it's all by design. It all goes in with the pedophilia, right? Of the demonic, those in power. So many, it's not even mind-blowing. And here's a few clips of course, Muslim men marrying little girls. And look at all the people around them. They think it's fine. So is it any wonder that the raping gangs in England are a thing of girls? It's their book. It's their, I don't want to say culture. The stupid music. It is wrong on every level. However, in their world that they have inflicted on us and have been able to by the powers that are the people in our governments, I never did I ever think that this would ever be expected to be accepted. But they rationalize it. According to the Quran, according to Muhammad, he did it, so it must be fine. They have everything about, in the Quran, everything about their ideology is an awful lot about sex. It's not a religion. It's a death. It's a cult. Everything about it screams a cult. It is a death cult. And as a woman, I am horrified at how many people in the West have no idea and are choosing to be ignorant of this. That's right on our doorsteps. It's all over the place. No matter how hard you try not to accept it or acknowledge it. The women being dressed the way they are, that is oppression. All of the garb that they wear, cover their bodies. It has nothing to do with being pious. It has nothing to do with being anything other than protecting themselves against sexual assaults by men. Because in Sharia, the men can do whatever they want. Because it's a normal thing in their twisted minds. Okay, so it's so hard for me to see the absolute horrible spread of this just toxic ideology. And this country in England, I'm afraid it's lost. We have Muslim people in power from the judiciary to the school system now, in mayors all over the place, councillors, police. We're screwed. And I have no idea what to. I have no answer, because it's still not being addressed in 2025. In May of 2025, you will still not hear Nigel Farage condemn Islam or anything to do with Muslims. He talks about illegal migrants. He talks about the boats, even though he will not. It's disingenuous. Anyway, yeah. So this is disgusting. It's abhorrent, and I get attacked for my opinion. I don't care about being called Islamophobe, because that's a badge of honor for me. Anyway, I just have to see that. I needed to talk about it. It is just perverted. It's disgusting, and I will never, ever, ever understand how so many regular people in this country have managed to get themselves into this state. Why am I going off again in DLive? What's going on with DLive? I've got my music playing in the background. What's going on with DLive? Anyway, right, I need to get into good news. It's demonic. It is demonic. I need to find. Can I find? Is there any good news? Bill Gates. Oh, when's he going to be arrested?
Vaccines are so important.
We'll have new vaccines. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
The misinformation about vaccines and associating certain people like myself or Fauci having malign intent with vaccines, that was most acute in the United States. There's no doubt in the next 5 years, we can, we just need to mess around. There are a lot of lipid nanoparticles.
Lipid nanoparticles, some self-assembly. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Seriously. I mean, it's obviously too late. The horse is bolted. He managed to get this done.
And some are very self-assembling.
I just don't understand.
We'll have a TB vaccine, malaria vaccine, HIV vaccine,
Vaccines are so important.
Yeah, I'd probably have
too
one
loud.
of the highest greenhouse gas footprints of anyone on the planet.
So demonic.
Vaccines are so important.
So weird.
You've invested $10 billion in vaccinations over the last 2 decades, and you figured out the return on investment for that.
that's a pretty strong number.
You think life will fully return to what we thought of as normal?
We'll have, starting in the summer, about 9 months where a few things like big public gatherings will still be restricted. Normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated
the entire global population. It won't be the last pandemic that we face. You know, we'll have to prepare for the next one. Prepare for the next one.
Okay, I can't. It's unfortunate people had that music going on with it. But anyway, what is interesting, the good news, I guess, is it good news? It could be sadistic news. I don't know, because I want to believe that. Yes, I have doubts, of course, but there's so many acts that are positive. Whether they've had an epiphany, I don't know. Elon Musk, I don't know if he's come from the dark side to the light and he doesn't want this horrendous future. But Elon Musk, who's got massive reach, he's 220 million followers, posted this, or reposted, sorry, this interesting thread, unpacking evil disguised as good. Now, of course, it could be very, Elon Musk posting this, of course, could be a double gotcha, right? Interesting thread, unpacking evil disguised as good, because he could be that, right? This is where we live. The world we live in is there's a multiple layers of perception. And I guess the thing is that probably most of my life, I only thought there was one layer of deception. I really didn't know how many layers there were and how many people literally were disguising themselves as allies when they were in fact enemies. I mean, because I could never do that. I really couldn't do that. I couldn't do that unless I was undercover to get a bad guy, right? But I feel that I see myself as on the side of right and truth, okay? And I know that in the work that I did over the last numerous years, discovering how people were double crossing me, thinking that they were of the same mindset, really, it was hard to take. But, you know, I was just naive. But anyway, so here's Elon Musk reposting this thread. George Soros, the mastermind. Today's system of NGOs isn't accidental. It was laid out in a vision 30 years ago by none other than, guess who? George Soros. So here's the thread that, Elon Musk has posted. And it says, I joined Mike Ben Cyber on a live stream last night where he was kind enough to walk us through the basics. And this is from somebody whose handle is Data Republican small r, although he's got a big R there. As my bio says, I'm just a tool builder. I'm not a historian or academic. The information in this thread is common knowledge from many. It wasn't for me. I want to walk you through an essay which Mike pointed me to, a chilling essay written in 1993. Tell you what, the 90s were a terrible decade. It was all prepping for what we're going through now. From Pelosi to the Clintons, to the Tony Blair, blah, all of it in the 90s. The green scam was kicked in, right? The Rio meeting. Anyway, and the EU, right? Where are we? I want to walk you through an essay which Mike put me to, chilling essay written towards a new world order, the future of NATO. Now, I haven't actually seen how long this is. It says the essay lays out a new mission for NATO after the Cold War. NATO would no longer be a defensive alliance against Russia. That is obsolete. Instead, it would proactively go out and shape other countries into quote-unquote open societies. NATO's new mission is best defined in terms of open and closed societies. Soros redefined peace and security not as absence of war, but in terms of how many countries are, again, open societies. And of course, language has been manipulated. The words have been manipulated, as we know very clearly, from just the opposite, right? If a country calls itself a democratic republic of something, or the democratic, was it North Korea? Anyway, if they use the word democratic in their title, you can guarantee that it has nothing to do with any kind of democratic system of any kind. So open societies gives the impression of being sort of, again, liberal in its strictest definition, right? So open societies doesn't sound threatening at all. and that's what they rely on, is the innocuous sounding words that are in actual fact have a completely different meaning. And it's just unbelievable how successful that's been. Just kept everybody's attention away. And spider senses switched off. Peace and security depend first and foremost on a successful transition to open society, end quote. In other words, NATO's new mission, if the country doesn't adopt Western-style capitalism and liberalism, NATO should step in politically, economically, and eventually militarily. And of course, liberalism has been completely flipped to communism, socialism, which is nothing to do. Again, socialism is a very innocuous sounding word. It sounds like that's quite nice. Social, yeah, people get together, sort of treat each other fairly. No. Anyway, so we know, right? In fact, I'm not going to read through this because I think most of you in my wonderful audience already know all of this. So I'm just kind of, all I'm doing is reinforcing my irritation and my annoyance and my frustration at the way the world is outside of the current White House. All right? So I'm not going to keep going because I'm just going to get pissed off. Because it's worked very well. And it's too long a thread and I'm just going to get pissed off. I don't want to do that. When it comes to talk about Israel and Palestine, you can either be aggressive and rude or Louis Theroux quiet and let the subject bury themselves. No, not talking about Israel Palestine tonight. Nope. Right, we're going to change it up. It's very exciting. We're going to go to crypto. I've decided. Donald Trump. Is this? This could be old news. Donald Trump warned the latest UK venture could violate US Constitution. Fake news abounds. Twisted narratives abounds. Russell Brand, apparently, he's in the news of arriving in court. He's been accused of sexual assault somewhere. And that is because they want to talk about Russell so that people don't talk about other things. I'm not interested in Russell Brand's. I just have no interest in his shenanigans. He's one of them. He's one of the dark side, and he's being... Okay, I need to... Sorry, everybody. It's all going Pete Tong. Let me just take a look. Right, what we're going to do... Come on now. Let's get positive. Let's get positive, baby. Friday night. Whoop, whoop. You know, I really wasn't ready for Friday night. I wasn't ready for Friday night. I haven't checked. You took a clip. You've taken a clip. Miss Family Low. It's been a long time since anybody's taken a clip. Oh, here we go. Base Davy. It is the pseudoscience of neurolinguistics. Oh, you know what? I love that. I love it. Oh, I gotta take that. The pseudoscience of neurolinguistics. That's right. There we go. So Family Low's giving very good examples of this whole play on words. It is. That's right. Completely, we've been had. So abortion, it's really infanticide, right? It's actually murder. And now also UAP equals UFO. Now that one I'm not so... UAP... I can't remember what that means. But the UFO, unidentified flying object. I don't know what that one is. Not so obvious. Anyway... yeah, the other thing that's weird... Alright, so let me just quickly say, right, so today, Friday, we had, in England, they did local elections just yesterday. I didn't participate. I don't participate in this sham. I am not. But obviously people who are remaining in the system... Yes, they've done well with Nigel, although again, one MP ain't going to shift anything anytime soon. I sort of have a sense that it's quite just to get everybody feeling a sort of false sense of some kind, that there's some form of change. But he is Nigel, I'm afraid. I lost my I lost my fondness for Nigel when he lied it to my face a few years ago in Dover when I asked him directly whether the UN Migration Pact was in actual fact the reason for all these boats that were being aided and abetted into England, and he said no to my face, and that told me I got a chill when he did that, because of course it was. It's all part of the replacement. So he's doing this. He's got a member of parliament in the by-election, and he's gained 7 councils to reform. Whoop-de-doo. I suppose it's a start. I suppose. Just feeling a bit skeptical. Don't care, but it's all just by design. Reforms UK's new mayor storms out of a TV interview after soldiers. What's this?
Everyone. And just to add on the Kamala Harris point, I think I speak for everyone at the White House. We encourage Kamala Harris to continue going out and do speaking engagements. You'll hear from the president at 11 o'clock. See you guys.
Oh, apparently they're doing the White House. They've started doing morning briefings. I don't know if they're doing 2 briefings a day now, but it appears as though they've just started this 2 briefings a day, which one morning. I don't know what time in the morning, but what I want to point your attention, I want to take your attention over to my website, facedamie.com, and I invite you to just take a look at a couple of the articles. I've put. Wait a minute, did I? Okay, so just for your information, work extremely hard at my website. It's completely free to view, use, everything else, and I try to put well-researched information within the articles, videos and links in them, obviously. So I did one for Trump's first 100 days. I obviously did one about Islam with jihad. That was a couple of days ago. I've also done one about, and I did put an image, a thumbnail for this one about the police in England, but for whatever reason, the website is not making it appear on the front page, which is a bit annoying because I've changed it twice now. This one, I did go into it very much in probably great depth on Wednesday night to do with what is going on in this country, or encounters that these YouTubers have with the police in England and security, who are, most of them are probably illegals. I mean, I can't say it's illegals they've invaded this country. It's just, it again is obnoxious, and I would love it if the people who do these videos would, when they are challenged by the police and when they are challenged by security, that they would just slightly change their way of speaking to them by standing their ground properly and speaking to the police with more authority. Some of these YouTubers are au fait with the law, but they don't understand that they're still a little bit, I don't know, they're a little bit too soft. So in this article, I've put, I did a ChatGPT. I pushed ChatGPT. I keep on having to push ChatGPT because the AI, which I don't sign into, I don't tell them whatever. I know people don't like AI, and it's going to just be a complete totalitarian takeover. But I just test it to see how it responds. And what happens is, as I'm sure many of you are aware, AI it's a bit like you're talking to a lefty when you ask it a question. So I said, say, just an example. Well, in fact, I won't do this one about the law because this is on the website. I went over this extensively on Wednesday, and really, this information is directed at people who are likely to encounter the police and be, you know, the drone flyers out there who go over the public buildings. You know, they are obviously carrying out their lawful activity, but they know that it's going to trigger all the people on the sites, because the people on sites and the police have been brainwashed and mind controlled into thinking that those of us who are patriotic and love our country are a threat. Remember all of the statements by the numpties on the news and politicians who say the biggest threat to this country is the extreme right wing, which doesn't exist, by the way. So, let's see. Let's do this one.
Is this consensual, or do I have to sit here and listen to you? Okay, I need to be free to go. Can you deal with this right now? Because I've been detained for like 12 minutes right now. And my freedom movement is more important than you, him, her, anybody. I need to be free to go. Okay, yeah, but I've explained to you that I am being detained. So can you try and sort that out? I need to be free to go. Can you do it? I'm talking to you at the moment. My colleague's talking to my other colleague, okay? Can I be free to go for the last time? Okay, then you can leave. Am I free to go? At the minute, just wait there. No.
So basically what the police do, right? Auditing Britain is a very well known, he's got a lot of followers now. He does a lot of these short videos now. And it's worth listening to is not the shorts because you're not really getting the context, but the longer videos, you know, you just see that in this country, the police are mind controlled and believe under the impression that their lives are under threat, that their police stations are under threat, which is a complete load of nonsense. But their activity, a bit like at the airports, is that they treat absolutely everybody as though they are a threat, as opposed to what used to happen, which used to work quite well, was profiling, which is there's a certain, let's say, Islamic jihadist who has a particular way of having a threat, who seems to be responsible for 99.9% of actual outrageous and violent activity. But in order to not come across as being prejudiced and biased and all this nonsense, all the social pressure, then what they have to do is, it's a bit like no one's safe until everybody's safe, which is again a stupid, ridiculous saying. A bit like the jib jab. You're not jabbed, so I'm not safe. It's all backwards. So it's if you look at this, you know, it's very, very, very pertinent in our world, in this country. It's a very small country, very concentrated in the towns and cities. And in since the pandemic, which was all part of, there was a big plan with the pandemic, not just the jibbity jab, not just controlling people, but it was also getting all of these young foreign Islamic jihadist type fighters across the country, ensconced in hotels all across the country, which never could have happened unless they had this event, which they manufactured, which was a fake disease that wasn't going around. They scared the crap out of everybody, and what has happened over the last in a very short space of time, literally just a few years, the whole fabric of this once beautiful country has been altered, and it's still being altered, and it will be it's a detriment to the future security of everybody, and it winds me up no end. And unfortunately, you know, I did not foresee all of these goons in uniform complying, and I didn't see how many traitors there were going to be of English people who are giving up. They're collaborating. So, you know, the police, you can see I'm not going to play any of this, right? I'm not going to play it. You're going to have to look for it yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get Auditing Britain, because he's probably the most direct individual doing this kind of stuff. I am so tempted to go out there again and actually take a different approach. Just do my own thing again and just give them what for in my own way, knowing what I know. Although I sort of get asked not to because people are a bit concerned about what may happen. But that being said, I'm so incensed with this nonsense that I would just love to have a directly speak with, well, you know what? I know they're brain dead. That's the problem. These people in uniform are brainwashed and brain dead. And they think they're right. They think I'm an extremist, which of course is a nonsense. And how can you... I gave people too much credit for being able to work things out, and they can't work out the basics, so I'm getting myself... Why am I getting myself all worked up tonight? I was thinking about going to maybe outside police stations and film. Get them to come out and have a word with me. And then I can just say to them, what do you think is going to happen? What the hell do you think is going to happen? I've got to find this one from earlier, okay? They're all convinced, if you watch these videos, these police audits that are done by everyday members of the public, if you watch some of these audits, let me just see the history, you will find that the police are absolutely terrified. They are convinced, they've been convinced that their police stations are under imminent threat of attack. And they don't know who's going to do it, but they think there's going to be somebody's going to do it. And they treat everybody as though they're a threat. And of course, the actual threat, they completely ignore. And in fact, the actual threat, which is the Islamic jihadist, they give a free pass and they protect. So it is completely upside down and backwards, more so than you could ever possibly imagine. Now, have I got the video? That's the question. I'm going to be annoyed if I don't have the particular one where the guy clearly says, you know, the current threat of police stations are under threat. I don't have it. I want to go out again and do something like I did here. Okay, this is what I used to do. All right, what am I gonna do? This. Right. So this is 4 years ago. Based Amy here. I was in central London. I was Whitehall, and of course this was the height of the BLM BS, where even though the BLM riot, whatever the cause was, US based, as we know, it proliferated, and because it was all staged and by the powers that be, we had it in London. And me being me, there was a group of BLM protesters who were causing an issue, and where if it had been patriots who were doing what they were doing, we'd have had the riot police on them like flies on crap, and it would have been stopped. But because, of course, it was them, no, nothing yet. So me, as I said, what I did, I would go to the source of the people who were supposed to be doing something and not let them let it happen. So this inspector here, inspector with the red epaulets, was my go-to guy, asking why he wasn't going to stop. There were some guys further down the road who were blocking the road, and they were revving their engines and, you know, just causing mayhem. And the police were standing there watching them do it. So I had enough, and I went to this bloke here, right, and said, "Oi, matey, here we go." Now I've got the wheel of death, kind of irritating. Here we go. No, hang on. So it's just trip down memory lane. 3 minutes of me going after this bloke.
Where has he gone? Oh, he's vanished.
I mean, it does make me laugh. This constable here, I mean, I didn't even really clock it, okay, until, well, now. This constable I was saying, you know, where's he gone? And he's shopped his own boss to me, letting him in. I mean, it's hilarious that he did that. Oh my God, that's so funny.
On stage. Where has he gone? Oh, he's vanished. Behind. I've got to, Derek, I've got to get the inspector here. Thank you. Thanks for that. I won't tell him you told me.
I did actually say thank you, and I won't tell him you told me. So there's the inspector over there. There's my quarry. My quarry is there trying to walk away.
Oh, he's going to walk first now. Oh no, he senses that I'm coming. I've got him. Right, so Inspector, please tell me what is happening and why is it being allowed to happen?
What would you have me do about that at the moment, madam?
Well,
Would you
what-
have
what-
me send my officer?
What would you have me do about it, madam? You hear the carry on? Do you? Oh gosh, well, I don't know. Maybe stop it. Right, here he goes with the protection of his officers, not upholding the law, but protecting his poor little officers. And he's feeling perfectly justified in saying what he's about to say.
Allowed to happen?
What would you have me do about that at the moment, madam? Would
Well,
you
what-
have
what-
me send my officers into that crowd, rile the crowd up, and cause some form of disorder?
Ah, so you're going to let them break the law because you're scared of...
No, I'm not saying I'm scared. Please do not put words in my mouth. I've been trying to do my job, and so far you've followed me from one end of here to the other one.
Well, I wanted to have a word with you, but you walked away from me.
Because I'm trying to do my job. When
Well, what is your
something's going
job?
on, I need to know.
Well, you're not doing anything about this.
How do you know? Have you been listening
I
to
can
us on
see.
the
I
radio?
can. Well, I can see.
Have you been listening
And
to
I
us
heard
on the
one of
radio,
your
madam?
people. Okay, so what are you doing then? Why have you said you're not doing anything?
He's been passed up the line. People above me, way above me,
Yeah.
make a decision what they want done about it, madam.
Well, why didn't you say that in the first place?
Because you didn't ask me that.
I did. I said, what are you
said to
doing?
me, what am I doing about it? And I
Right.
said, we're not doing anything
Well, you
about
could have
it.
said I've passed it on to the upper
But
echelons.
you already knew that, because my colleague there's probably told
No,
you
she
that.
didn't actually.
And my colleague down the other
No,
end
they
of the
didn't.
road probably explained the same
No,
thing to you, madam.
no, they didn't.
And when you first tried to talk to me, this had only just happened.
Right.
So you couldn't actually question me about this at the time.
So now I'm asking you now, and so now they've been here.
Are we now finished?
Well, I'd like to
I'm
know.
not giving any interviews, so I'm now going back to do my job to look after my three
What is
sections to
watch-
make sure they're fine.
Watch them break the law of blocking the intersections.
What my guys are also doing at the moment is protecting here.
Oh, okay.
And they're also protecting the other
But
stations.
wouldn't it
down
be a
there
good idea if
and
one of
the
your
other
officers
stations
went to
down
tell
there.
them to move on?
No.
Why not?
Why am I going to put one officer in what could become a hostile crowd?
Oh, hostile. So you're
So we
scared?
can do that. No, I'm concerned for the safety of my
You're
officers.
scared?
No, my
Well, you're scared.
No, I'm not.
You're not going to uphold the
I'm
law
concerned.
because you're scared of what they're going to do, and that's
There's
disgusting.
no point attempting to explain to you anything because you have what you wish to say. And you
I
have
see
the point
uneven
you want to
policing.
go across.
I see uneven policing
Compared to what, madam?
compared to patriots, compared to
Right.
people who believe in
Okay.
free speech,
So-
civil liberties.
So now what we've got is you're now bringing totally into this something totally different.
Civil liberties.
I am not dealing with patriots here. I'm not dealing with anything else. I'm dealing with a protest today by Black Lives Matter.
And why are they protesting today?
Largely
Why are they allowed to? Why have they been permitted?
under the Human Rights Act, they are allowed to.
So they can. Well, so, no.
If we have nothing more to discuss, madam,
Why are you letting Vladimir
It's a debate.
You're not. I know. Well.
Do you know, so there you go, right? I mean, that's what I did. I just did it. And you know what I'd get? You know what would happen? I'd have people saying, oh, based Amy, don't talk to the, don't be mean to the police. You shouldn't talk to police like that. I'm like, oh my days. Yes, more people need to talk to the police. And what did I say, right? I just said, do your job. It's just, it is such, the two-tier policing, and this was 4 years ago. I mean, it's been going on forever and a day. And I say, well, what I see with the people, I say, just challenge them directly. You know, I'm not saying, right, obviously that I did it best and I was the best and blah-de-blah, although I wasn't bad. I have to say, I was pretty good. But let's just see. We'll take a look at, I mean, everyone. Let's see what this was. Hold on. Let me see the police. I mean, look at the police stations in England. Now, I don't know if the police stations are the same in the States. Okay, I don't think they are. But in England, you will see. Do you see the protection that they give themselves because they're convinced that they're going to be attacked? It's all fiction. Wait, this isn't the police station. Surely not.
Hey, why is there like two?
What?
There's two like.
That's This is Auditing Britain.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Video.
They've
Videographer.
got two car parks. That guy's shouting, where you going? Yeah, that's feel like. Huh? Where are you going? Where are you going? You're the one with the car. Where are you going? Who?
Private car park.
Are you sure? Where are you going? Which one?
Now, he's, you know, the only problem with auditing Britain is he does kind of go on. You see, and that's what I think. I think people, they belabor the point. Instead of getting to the point, it started to play with him and say, well, where are you going? And he's saying, where are you going? Again, you know, I guess they're so brainwashed. They just think they're in the right. So, right, so he's having a back and forth with this numpty who thinks he can ask him where he's going, and he's not, you know. Oh my God. Look at this.
My name? Yeah. Alejandro.
Alejandro.
Yeah.
Surname?
Surname?
Yeah.
Why?
Just asking.
What's your name?
Ozzy.
Ozzy?
Yeah.
Ozzy who?
You know.
Osborne.
To know who you are. If you want to go in there, you know, you need to tell us.
Yeah, let me in.
Why?
Let me in.
Why do you want to go in there?
I just need to look at something.
Look at what?
Well, let me in.
Look at what?
I can't tell you.
Do you want to go one side or yeah?
Sorry?
So we've got foreign people telling us what to do in our own country. And of course, auditing Britain's seems quite foreign as well, but he knows the law. So anyway, they're all very concerned about their own safety as opposed to the members of the public.
Just check the details.
Why?
Because if you're trying to get in there, that's a private place, you know.
Well, I ask you, could you...
So this bloke's from Africa.
Could you let me in?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let me in then, please.
I can't let you in without knowing who you are and why you want to get in.
What do you mean?
Have you got an appointment with somebody at the police station?
Who are you?
I'm a police officer.
Oh, you're police, flipping heck.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So have you got an appointment with anyone at the station?
Yeah, are you sure? Who the hell is that?
That's me.
That doesn't look like you.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey, that does not look like him. Have a look.
That's it. If you think that's fine, but do you have an appointment with someone at the police station?
No, I've asked this guy. This guy, I don't know. I saw him in the car, and I asked him, "Could you just let me in?"
Okay. Yeah, but that's as you can clearly see, that's a vehicle entry, so you wouldn't be going in that way.
Yeah.
And two, if you have an appointment with somebody,
Yeah.
you can just come in to the front counter and request to have that appointment with somebody.
Oh, I've been to the front counter already.
You don't need to be let in there.
What do you mean?
You don't need to be let into the car park.
Why not?
Because there's no need for you to go.
But I'm just asking you.
Because obviously it's vehicle entry, isn't it?
So say that again.
So if you're trying to get into the car park,
Yeah.
so you're going to enter that car park with a...
Oh. Oh, like. How do you it? No? Just 2 minutes. Just 1 minute. I'll be quick.
No, you're not allowed in the police station.
Not allowed?
No, you're not allowed in.
Oh. Oh, like. Okay.
Look, okay, so what I'm saying to you, right, this is common. This is not unusual. This country, the police are more concerned about their own safety. They have all of their stations have been built up, walled up, gated, protected from an invisible threat. Now, of course, is it that they know what's coming and so they are protecting their property? They know where to go to hide when it all kicks off? Maybe. The Parliament's completely protected. The Prime Minister is protected. Everybody's protected. The police are protected. Forget about the public. The public are the only ones who aren't protected, and we thought that they were supposed to be protecting us. So it's quite. I say it's not obviously as dire. It doesn't seem as though I mean, I don't know. Actually, I probably wouldn't go out now at this time of night, probably because I probably wouldn't feel as safe as I once did. But anyway, that being said, right? So England's gone to the dogs. It really is, and it doesn't matter. Nigel Farage is not going to do anything, and it's all looking a bit quite good on the 2nd of May. So now what I'd invite you to do, please take a look at my website. Take a look at this article about Catherine Austin Fitts and talking about the deep underground military bases and the new technology and how it's just being dropped out there into the ether as an intro just to get everybody to hear it, but obviously not focus on it, but it'll become a norm. Where once it was a conspiracy theory, whole thing with the energy, the Tesla energy and all that, it's all very happening very quickly to coming out. Quite an angry dog outside. That was the green energy that had that collapse. What else? Again, can be found on my website. This is Catherine Austin Fitz talking about very interesting conversation. Not that she's saying anything that I don't already know, and most probably have already heard, but it's just that this is coming out into a much bigger platform than obviously where we are in alternative media. This is Tucker Carlson. He has a YouTube channel, he has X, and so it's going out into a much bigger, wider audience, and that's obviously important. Now, this is what I like to watch. Okay, when I find myself, my blood pressure, which is absolutely fine, but I sort of, just the saying that I feel my blood pressure going up, I decide to tune into And We Know. X22 not so much. I do sort of tap into X22 to hear about the plan. But I like And We Know. And We Know, oh my gosh, his intro videos, whoever does his intro videos is just, it's like sort of movie theater quality. Watch this, except it's going to give me an ad. Sorry. Hang on. Wait for the ads to go.
A number of important news
Oh no, that's not it. Oh, this is another one
that I'd like to comment on.
No. Here we go. Now this is like a message, right? So apparently the video length's 15 seconds and they're saying again, so this is what gets me back into my and okay, it's all in hand. A deep cleansing is occurring, courtesy of the White Hats and Donald Trump and the Pete Hegseth and the Pam Bondis and the right.
Use big tech to censor you.
Oh yeah.
They use the deep state to spy on you. They use the intelligence agencies to frame you. They use the media to slander you. They use the legal system to persecute you. It is a persecution. They rig elections to disenfranchise you and destroy you and ruin your life.
What's going on with DLive tonight?
Wow, so much was going on this weekend. It was difficult to keep up. The White House is on offense now, putting the media on notice and exposing their evil to their face. Huge arrests are happening, big moves in Ukraine and Russia. We're going to see some great comms out of the funeral, Vatican area. Great news out of North Carolina. And more that the media will not cover. Blackouts happening in different parts of the earth. It is crazy, but we're going to get into it. So let's go.
No difference in the Donald Trump that you saw in the interview than I saw giving me a tour of the White House yesterday.
Thank you very much.
He gave me a tour of the White House, and we went up to the executive residence, and we do the tour of the Lincoln bedroom, and then he takes us to places that you don't go to, and he was showing us stuff, and he was, at the end of this section, the bottom of the stairs were two pieces of paper, one for my wife and one for me, that we had to sign. And I said, what is this? And they said, the president doesn't want anything other than the Lincoln bedroom, any of your conversations shared. And I was devastated, because that was the thing I was most excited to share with the audience, because it shows who he is. It shows he's a remarkable man. And I sat there and I had to sign it. And I sat there and I just wanted to say, why? Why? This is the side of you that people should know about. And I can't say anything about it. So He leads by his heart much more than what you know. He's better than he is, more calm and just more real. He is so normal and so common. I don't know how he became this way. I really don't. He's the guy who's like, it's the greatest gold of all gold. Nobody said gold could be any more golden than this gold. And yet, he's just like you. He's like everything you would hope a really good man that you respected was actually like. I'm just disappointed that I can't tell you, because I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it a lot. You'd like it a lot.
So there's a great example from Glenn Beck sharing his heart through tears, and it kind of gets you choked up a little bit.
So it's a very good, to say, and we know, I love his voice. I love the tone. He's got a very nice, very easy listening voice. This the host of And We Know. He has, it's very uplifting, okay? Which is what we need. Oh, I need. Let me just put it that way. In the world that we live in, I have put the link to my Buy Me a Coffee just for the hell of it, just in case anybody feels inclined. Just buy me a coffee this weekend. It'd be much appreciated. I do feel sometimes, a little bit like, should I keep doing this? Should I keep doing this? Is it worth me doing this? I don't know. Because, I say, whilst I do really appreciate those of you who do join me, I don't appear to be drawing any much of an audience, and I'm wondering if it's, well, obviously the quality of my work. I don't know if it's really worth me making the effort that I do to provide content, or if I should be doing something else with my time. As I said, I do appreciate those of you who do join me. It does mean a lot to me, but I think you'd understand that if I'm only have a handful of people watching, the amount of energy and effort that goes into just speaking on camera, live, spending this time, is quite a lot. So I'm going to have a review myself of this, and it is. I don't know if what I talk about is worth it or not. Obviously, everything that I talk about is I'm aware of myself, and so I'm just reiterating what I already know, and I'm sure many of you probably already know as well. Probably know a lot of it, so I may just be repeating myself. But I say some of the things I like to point out, like for instance, Richard Vobes, he's got very good. He has some really good guests on, right? And with my own journey of discovery and knowledge of the world I didn't know. I find all of the natural things much more appealing these days, and he does do some really excellent interviews from do with the natural energy and healing, to do from that to the straw man, obviously to the revealing of how people can manage dealing with the system. They want to challenge it. So I do like a lot of Richard Vobes' content. He does seem to be on a very similar wavelength to myself, but he has a fantastic amount of guests on, and a lot of his content is very interesting. Very interesting. I've got a little bit of uplifting stuff. I came across this video, which was quite intriguing, which I'm just going to quickly play a few minutes, to do with the health, right? Natural remedies.
To cure almost every cancer on earth. And Dr. Antonio Jimenez, he's got clinics in Tijuana and in Cancun, and he's been curing for 35 years people all naturally from any cancer on earth. And you need to start giving her food grade hydrogen peroxide orally. It is known, if you study with me, you'll learn why. Every cancer on earth is either parasitic or created by venoms, and hydrogen peroxide is a cure for both.
How much hydrogen peroxide? Is that strong? It's food. How much? A teaspoon or what?
Yep. Food grade hydrogen peroxide. You can get it at earthharmony.com. It's 6% food grade hydrogen peroxide. We actually helped develop that to make sure it was clean, pure, non-toxic. So you take that and you actually only put like 3 to 4 drops and 6 to 8 ounces of water. And then you drink that. Upwards of 20 drops. You work up on the drops. You start on day 1 with.
So that's very interesting. See, I've got hydrogen peroxide, the 6%, the food grade. I mean, I use hydrogen peroxide for cuts, little cuts. I pour a little bit of that on, which is not food grade. It's antiseptic level. But I'd heard about this before, but what I hadn't heard was the suggested how to take it orally. And so this is what he's saying, and of course, everybody, I'm not giving any health advice to you whatsoever. It's just an interesting discussion, and of course, everybody needs to do a little bit of research themselves. Never do anything that you hear. All that disclaimer that I'm trying to disclaim. But he said that he said actually no, 3 or 4 drops in 8 ounces of water. Now I personally will have to see how much 8 ounces is, because in England we don't go by ounces, we go by milliliters. I wouldn't know how many milliliters that is, but so he's saying, I mean, I would suggest, he said it seems like obviously for cancer, but I think that it would probably, it's a bit like Donald Trump. Remember Donald Trump talking about way back when in 2020, but before it all kicked in, but he talked about the light therapy, and he talked about, well, he didn't literally say drinking bleach, did he? He didn't say that. That's what he was accused, that they claimed that he said. They exaggerated because they make you think, we know, right? But I have a sense that he essentially was probably talking about this kind of thing. So this is on my website again. 6% food grade hydrogen peroxide. He says for cancer, I would think that it probably has potential benefits for other things. Oh, cheers, family. Have a fabulous weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Right, so again, for those of you who are interested, go to my website, basedavid.com, to find these articles. Those clips are there. I've also included a link to rent your properties for refugees. This country's screwed. I'm really, honestly. Let's take a quick look. Right, my way out is of course going to be. I have a plan, an escape plan. XRP baby, crypto baby. We're at 3.02 trillion market cap. It looks like it's all going into Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems to be the big one moving. $96,000 gone up. XRP still at 221. Not moving a lot. But there's a lot of news out there. Good news about the crypto space. Eric Trump talked about it. We have Ripple seems to be trying to buy Circles. They're not trying to buy Circle, but they're... Wait a minute. What are they trying to do? Hang on. Ripple. They are wanting to put US... No, they can't be trying to buy USDC, because USDC is Circle. Let me just see. Let me just see. Trump. Where is it about Ripple? Hidden Road. Let's see here.
Massive this would be. So Ripple is trying to acquire Circle. Let's talk about just how massive this would be if they were successful. First off, let's get caught up. This week, Ripple offered $5 billion to buy the company. Now, why would this be such a big deal? If Ripple was to successfully acquire Circle, this would merge all of the liquidity sitting in USDC with Ripple Speed. Now, currently, USDC has a market cap of about $62 billion. It is the number 2 stablecoin worldwide, and the company is eyeing an IPO soon. This is the deepest regulated dollar pool in crypto as it stands. Now, as you all know, Ripple launched RLUSD in December of last year on XRPL and Ethereum, with currently about 250 million in circulation and growing. Now, if Ripple acquires Circle and folds USDC into its stack, it essentially control the stablecoin rails. Personally, I think this is highly likely, and I think Ripple wants this to happen. Stablecoin volumes are forecast to jump from 150 billion to around 2.8 trillion by 2028. It would essentially own
know,
the liquidity. Now with Ripple's...
I find these over-edited, cut videos so annoying. I mean, is it on purpose that they do that? Do they do it really that badly? Remember when they used to be bothered about smooth editing and you wouldn't know that it was being edited? It's as though this is by design. I know it's by design. There's an intention for it in the long term somehow. It's probably to make it not sound natural, so you're getting used to the AI. I bet it is. It is. It's all psychological crap. So I don't know who's doing the editing, but it seems like nowadays they chop the sentences off, break the sentences. You don't get a sense of flow. It's yeah, it is. It's a messing. It's a messing about. I hadn't listened to this video, but it is overcut. Yeah, it's artificial. Anyway, okay, all right. I'll stop bitching. Here we go.
70 plus ODL corridors means you get instant FX from dollars to peso, yen or euros, etc. without pre-funding. Now, last week, Circle the company launched Circle Payments. This merger, if it happens, would essentially avoid any price war, and Ripple would own the space. Institutions are already lining up, and this would just bring more. With SocGen already bringing its euro stablecoin to XRPL, where do you think XRP market cap and price would go? Now, this is still with the court case pending, wrapping up, and no other major news except this acquisition. I think we could see a 2 to 3x pretty quickly. Market cap to 260 to 400 billion, and price
I know
follow
it's done.
suit. Now you're looking at a $5 to $7 XRP simply from one merger. And for all those that have been talking shit about XRP, what do you think is going to happen over the next decade? Ripple has done nothing but make deals since the very onset. Court case gone soon, multiple partnerships coming up. This is about as simple as it fucking gets. Give me a like and follow. More to come.
I can't cope with it. But I say, I know it is. I'm sure it is. I'm sure this is intentional to make it so that when you do AI, you're hearing robotic voices. It's not going to be as grating. It's just very... I hate it. I do. Anyway, that being said, that was interesting conversation, and I'd heard that the initial offer to Circle by Ripple for the USDC was like $4 billion or something, and that was rejected. And then the next thing I'd heard was that they'd offered $20 billion. So a lot of stuff has been. Oh, here we go. Ripple raises bid for Circle to $20 billion. Stablecoin wars are heating up. Who blinks first? Well, you know, Ripple, Circle's not asking to buy Ripple. It's Ripple buying Circle, and they've got plenty of cash. So, wow, nobody's gonna blink. 7 hours ago, Swift down again. Banks suck. Wires jammed, but XRP doesn't blink. While the world waits, Ripple delivers. The future of finance isn't coming, it's already here. It is. It's here, guys. I mean, it's here. This is good news. Okay, I'll be happy now. Alright? Because it's not about how comfortable I'm going to be. It's just going to be that I'll be able to... Berkshire Island.
That's a technology architecture. Markets like Japan, I think, are still unlocking. The market opportunity here is massive. You have trillions of dollars flowing cross-border globally. It's still largely dominated by the SWIFT network, if you will. And you know, that's architecture, that's a technology architecture that's developed 50 years ago. There's an opportunity to modernize. That takes time, particularly when you have a government in the U.S. kind of combating that innovation. But that's changing now. The Trump effect, if you will, is profound. You're seeing that in asset prices, but you're also going to see that in the adoption of these technologies.
Yeah, and I think, so when you're looking at the growth story then of Ripple, does it still come from overseas, or are you expecting a change in terms of domestic interest in Ripple?
Well, we're definitely already seeing a change in the domestic interest. You know, the 6 weeks after President Trump was elected,
This is old.
We signed more deals in the United States than we had in the previous 6 months. So these are very innovative technologies. I think they're going to play out over 10, even 20 years in terms of how they integrate and rewire the financial infrastructure of the United States. That's across payments. That's across even the settlement of maybe real estate transactions, securities transactions. So I think we're going to see this play out over a long arc. But in the United States is finally unlocked, and I think people are underestimating how big that change is, and you'll see that continue to play out this year.
I can't. 20 years is too long. Oh God, forget 20 years. No way. It's so anyway. So listen. Here's the thing. Of course, with many of these clips, you don't know when they've been said because there's things that have been said 5 years ago which stand today. So I guess the way I know what date, because they never put the dates on these television. So annoying. They do not show the date. They show the time, but they don't show the date. So I don't know if this was this morning with Maria Bartiromo, of last weekend, last year, 3 years ago. I don't know. But going by, what I go by really is his facial hair and how grey it is. Because it's gone, obviously, it's gone more grey since it was 3 years ago. But yeah, say some of these things they say, it's been, and this, you don't know when she's talking about this. Oh, actually, I think it was quite recently.
Will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing
this is old,
and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you are going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
Ripple. All right, no, that's quite recent. Okay, that's it. Right, I'm going to go now. That is. Today, XRP 007 episode. XRP Ripple ready to rumble. Charts don't lie. See what is in store when the fun begins. About time. This guy's quite fun. I'll bookmark that and play it later.
I feel good. I condensed 6 years of my life into 60 seconds. Hi, this is Stu Alderody, and this is Crypto in a Minute. So why did the SEC drop its appeal against Ripple? I think the real question is, why did they bring the case at all? The SEC has not only dropped its appeal against Ripple, they've now dropped every case against every crypto company in the United States. Why? Because the SEC has now admitted what we've always been saying, that you can't bring enforcement actions for violating the law without first explaining what the law is, and we never had clear laws, rules, and regulations regarding crypto in this country. So we're going to clean up the mess, we're going to get out of the courtroom, we're going to get back to running business, and we're going to now press forward, working with Congress, to get smart crypto regulation in place that protects consumers, that protects the integrity of the market, that keeps bad actors out, and most importantly, allows the innovation to flourish.
Did it in a minute. All right. What was it? I was just looking to see, because anyway, look, it's all looking good for XRP. It's all looking good for the whole Ripple. Yesterday, that's to do with Ripple, XRP, and you say this is a demonstration, visual, how money is going to flow, literally, and it's all about liquidity, instant, globally, all the rails being put in place, and this is a demonstration, probably in real time, of how quickly different currencies, people are able to switch it around, so that. And trust me, I know it's correct. Okay, I'm familiar with this, familiar with it. The site, the RippleNet, it does work. As I'm sorry, there is a website that shows the current activity of XRP, and I think it is quantum, right? I do believe that XRP I don't believe it's some program that somebody's just punched into a computer and it just so happens to function now. I have a sense that this technology is part of that secret technology that has been out there, same one that enables a lot of things to happen that we like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and. So I have a sense as part of the quantum financial system, it's not technology as we know it. Now wait a minute. Crypto Geek says Ripple CES says RLUSD will cause $9,982 per XRP. Must see.
That will influx billions upon billions of dollars, and that we already have customers who already want to use stablecoins in their payments. Now, of course, we gotta understand here that over $1.25 quadrillion is in fact expected to start entering into the XRP ledger, with it beginning on May 2nd, starting about $100 million in daily volume, growing to around $300 trillion daily by Q1 of 2026. This is a massive news and was reported by Forbes Business Insider. In fact, just today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, May 1st, Coinbase announced that they would be delisting USDC and replacing it with RLUSD. That means multi-trillion dollars will shift from USDC into...
Look, see, now I didn't see that. Look. So they've agreed for $15 billion. It's been agreed. This follows a deal between Ripple and Circle yesterday in which Ripple agreed to buy Circle USDC for $15 billion. Now, of course, look at that. I mean, I don't know. I can't confirm it, but what I would take a look at, of course, which I will do for today's Friday, I'll take a look, and by Monday I'll let you know if Coinbase is showing USDC or if it's all been changed to RLUSD only. That would just be mind-blowing if it's all been done. Now, of course, this would be interesting to listen to. So, it's a 10-minute clip, but it claims that, you know, you've got to be careful, right? I have to hear it myself. This claims that Monica Long stated that XRP will be pretty much worth $10,000 per one XRP. Of course, over the years, we've heard all kinds of numbers, all kinds of estimates, guesstimates. When it happens, if it happens, wahoo, I can't get too excited about it. But if I hear those words actually coming out of Monica Long's mouth herself, and it's real, you know, if it's really her talking, because I have to look at the lips moving as well now, then yeah, I might have a smile on my face on Monday. However, I have a sense, because there's an awful lot of claims out there, there's a lot of BS titles and claims and videos and clickbait stuff, which is just so obnoxious these days. So that very well may not have been her actually saying it, but somebody reporting that she'd said it. So I'm going to take a look at that. I will review it and I will let you know. Oh, you know, okay, so I did a sort of a little bit of a healthy thing, not much. And now I'm going to do a little happy, or not a happy, but a funny little video as a positive, because it's almost 11 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. It's 22:54. I haven't seen any engagement in the chat for a while on the platforms, and so I'm not sure how many people are still about listening. So I'm going to be bringing this to, I'm going to be winding it down, but I'll just show you this cutie patootie video just for another positive. Here we go. You know, I hate to say it, but I'm afraid that did look like a pit bull to me. And unfortunately, again, that was Islam. That was Arabic. Alaikum. Salam alaikum. It must be Thank you. No. Shukran is thank you. I thought anyway, it's obviously an Arabic word for, maybe it's please, I don't know. It was cute. Okay, let's take a look at a little bit of Aussie Rules. Going to have a few minutes of Aussie Rules because I do love him as well. But a positive for a Friday night. I hope everybody's feeling fabulous now.
What are you doing? No. This doesn't work. I'm too big. You should visually be able to see that I'm too big, okay? Stop it. Stop it. Like, even if you get me into your beak, how are you going to chew me, swallow me, digest me? Look at me. I am rotund. I am so rotund. This will not work out. Just stop it. Go find something else to eat.
I don't want fruit. Peck. Come on, peck. Peck. Break on through to the other side. Die. Stupid tree. Come on. Peck. Nearly there. Peck. Any minute now. Peck. Fuck you.
What is that?
There's a bunny between me and Pie.
Julia, what's that on the footpath?
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
And we're afraid of it.
Hey, did you say I'm afraid of it? No, I'm just cleverly cautious. It's a classic horse trait.
Come on.
I'm coming. I want to know what it is. Can you please tell me if it's dangerous?
Are you hungry or what?
I'm fucking starved.
Do you want dinner?
Yes, I do.
You have to brave the bunny.
Bunny. What's a bunny?
Domino, push him. Bye.
Hey,
really.
Don't encourage us to fight. Don't push me, Domino.
Come on, Domino. Show him how it's done.
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, it's just, the thing is, Julia.
Say it.
I am a bit scared.
Let's go.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
See, Domino's scared as well. So...
This is comical.
What?
She thinks it's funny.
Oh, that's not on. You know, you should be sensitive to our feelings here. We've never seen a bunny.
I've heard of them.
So it's understandable that we're a bit apprehensive, okay? That thing could rip us to
Guys,
shreds.
it's a bunny.
Oh, the budgies.
That's it.
Tell us what it does. What can it do? Can it eat us?
It's just a bunny.
Can it eat us? Answer the fucking question, Julia.
She's not fucking answering. It can eat us. It's a yes when she doesn't answer.
I can't even see it. He just doesn't know.
I can hear you. Don't talk about me going blind.
Come on.
Nah.
What if I scare it away?
I don't think it looks like a creature that gets scared easily, Julia.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with me.
You're killing me, Holmes.
Or Domino.
Except that I'm going blind, as mentioned.
I'm getting a bit closer, okay? I don't like it. I don't fuck.
Yeah,
no.
come back here.
We're not doing it. Let's go the long
I
way.
guess you're not eating dinner.
We're going the long way.
What?
No.
Come on.
Is that what you want?
It's not what I want. I told you I'm fucking starved, and I really want to get
Let's talk.
my teeth and my horsey tongue into some tucker.
Yep.
Can we just go the long way?
Yep.
Let's go back to the other path.
Yep.
Come on.
I agree.
Let's go.
No, we're going the long
Domino,
way.
what do you reckon?
I reckon we go the long way. I back you up 100%.
Yep.
Pie.
I'm not even
Come
on.
close to them, by the way.
Yeah,
You are close. You just got your...
This
You
is
got your camera on wide.
the bunny.
You're using a wide camera lens. You got it on that 0.5 wide mode. I don't want to go.
Yeah, no, it's dangerous.
I know, right? Like, this thing could eat our face off, and she doesn't even care.
Doesn't care.
I'm circling back.
Okay. I don't like being in front.
Look at it. It is terrifying.
I'm circling back.
Let's just go, Domino. Let's fuck off out of here.
Yeah, let's go.
We've had a meeting.
We are going. We're off.
Guys.
No.
Giddy up.
We'll see ya.
Come on.
You can whistle all you like.
No, don't.
Come on, boys.
Whistle all you like.
All right,
No,
I'll
don't.
scare the bunny away.
When she whistles, it
Poor
makes me
fucking
want to
bunny.
go.
Julia, no, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Get bunny.
Just meet us
Julia.
back at the ranch.
Don't. It'll... Oh, my God. It's running towards us.
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
phew.
Is that better?
It went that way.
Yep.
It went into the bush.
Can we get on with our lives now?
Okay.
Okay, I think it's gone deep into the bush. I'm okay with that. I never want to see it again.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Let's go.
Okay.
It's gone.
We're coming.
Swear to God.
You're the best. You're a human. You're brave. You're courageous.
You're such an idiot.
Hey.
No, well, come on now. No need for name calling.
No name calling, please.
Good day, everyone. Just a quick...
Oh, that's funny. Hey, Jay. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much. And Foxhole gave me the phone. How beautiful is that? Thank you so much. You cheered me up on Friday. That was so nice. I put a link to this Aussie Man Reviews video into the chat so you can find it for yourselves and have a good laugh at the old animal video. I love it. I love it when they put voices to the video, to the animals. Thank you so much, everybody. It is 11 p.m. on this Friday, the 2nd of May. I think Monday's another bank holiday for us, the English. Don't know why. It's another probably demonic ritual day for them. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So, I haven't, nobody's given me anything for ages. Oh, fabulous. Don't worry, I'm not crawling, I'm not creeping. But if you'd like to support the show, buy me a coffee, give us a phone. And I'm going to just, oh wait, I was going to show you as well. I did upload a video to Budgie Central 123. It's the first one. Budgie Central 123 has had its first video upload today. It's not fantastic, to be honest, because my phone keeps on filling up in memory. So it was quite frustrating. But this is from yesterday, and I've had nobody watch it. Oh no, I've got 2 thumbs up. Yay, 3 thumbs up. I've given myself a thumb up. Oh, comment. Oh, I'm so pleased to see you and your flock. Sending you good wishes for 2025. Thank you. So here's a little video from, I actually started it, I kind of cheated. It was from the 6th of March. Didn't do a video before that, but I can't go earlier than that. And this is going to be tough as well, because I had some tragedies since the 6th to the 9th of March.
Birdies are very excited.
No! Oh! But... oh my gosh, Mike! Pilot Mike is here, and he just gave me... I've never had one before. I just got a fleet of a gold pills. Oh, sorry, I haven't got the right video on. My apologies, you're not looking at it. Pilot Mike in Foxhole, thank you so much for the... I don't know what to say. I'm gonna fall away. I'm gonna start crying in a minute. That's a... thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you so much, Pilot Mike. You rock. All right, I'm gonna just switch my camera off from here so you can just take a little bit of a look. In fact, I'm gonna sign out with Budgie, my budgies from last month. And I want to thank you for being with me tonight. I hope you all have a fabulous and safe and wonderful weekend. I hope you've enjoyed the English summer. And I say, I'm so thrilled. Thank you so much. What's going on? And Jay's giving me a can? I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's all going off in Foxhole. Ooh, look at this. Look, I've got to show you guys my screen. Look. Oh, wait, let me just get rid of me here. Let me just, vanish. Thank you guys in Foxhole. You rock. And now I've lost, I'm now all hibbery gibberit because I can't believe how generous you lot are being. Thank you so much. Oh, right, hold on. Oh, I can't do it now. It's gone into multi-screen. Jay gave you the can. Pilot Mike has done the fleet. Wow, the fleet. That was... And Jay gave a phone. So the fleet is... Where is it? Is that 3200? Is that the fleet? It's not telling me. Oh my gosh, Pilot Mike, you are too kind. Oh, guys, thank you. I don't want to make anybody feel guilty, but that has cheered me up. It's all been worthwhile. I mean, you don't have to pay me. Thank you, Pilot Mike. 3,200 gold pills. I have no idea how much that is in de la monnaie, but let me just say, it's very generous. I have a sense it's very generous. It really is, and the can is wonderful. You know, I do appreciate it. Oof. Thank you very much. Oh, makes it all worthwhile. Yay, Beach Bear, thank you in you know what, in that D-Live, and apologies in D-Live. I have no idea what happened with the tech tonight, but D-Live kept falling out. Listen, I'm going to just say, you know, regardless of everything, I do thank the good Lord in heaven above that Donald Trump is the President of the United States. He does give me a sense that things will be better. They are better already in America, so much better. And, you know, one day at a time. And I'm going to show you our beautiful, come here, darling. Solo, wake up. Hey, darling, come here, come on. Solo's just been chilling. Here we go. Right. Here is Solo, our latest fledgling at Budgie Central 123. Friday night. Adorable little darling. I've finally tamed my first Budgie with me home at night, as does Jack. And so had a very busy afternoon. Beautiful sunshine with his friend. And oh, Jay said you used to use DLive until they deleted Red Pill 78. I didn't know they did that. You left. Fair enough, Jay. Okay, well, listen, I want to say thank you. And I am really going to go now. I'll keep on doing that. I say I'm going to go and then I stay. Thank you for being with me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I do intend to be back on Monday, all being well and good. Any cyber attacks, whatever, and World War III is breaking out. Let's hope none of that happens. And I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Oh, the rally was epic. Wait. Are you talking about the Michigan rally, Jay? I didn't listen to his Michigan rally. I didn't listen to all that he said at the Alabama, the Donald Trump at the University of Alabama, the grad ceremony. I like listening to the soundbite. So, yeah, it's all looking good. Fire, baby. We're gonna get justice. We are. The best is yet to come. The golden age of America is here. I will see you all on the Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. It's gonna be colder here next week, so I'll probably be on time. Right, darling? Okay, Solo. So good night from me. Good night from Solo. Cheers, everybody. Again, remember, if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. Thank you again for the gold pills. Pilot Mike, you rock. And Jay, thank you so much for the gold pills. And, yeah. Next time. Peace, Amy. Out. Fresh millet, so the birdies are very excited. What, is that fudge? What is? No, it's not fudge. I don't know what that is. Hello, Sarah. There's Jack and there's Herbert in the background. Jack is there. You like Jack likes Sarah. There's our fudge right there. Hello, darling. Hello, Margaret. How you doing, baby? Please tell me your baby's okay. Look at our baby. That looks like our baby there. Hello, my darling. Yes, hello, boo-boo. Born yesterday. Hello, sweetie pie. Welcome. Oh, well done, Margaret. Where are you? Oh, she's up there. Okay. Good girl. Happy baby. First baby of the year. It's born yesterday, the 7th of March. Today's the 7th. You were born on the 6th. You're a day old, aren't you, my darling? Hopefully your little mummy Margaret will look after you. Welcome, sweetie. Long time coming. Page. There's this millet. Hello. Hello, my little warrior. There's her. Okay, I'm going to break my silence. That's Solo. That was Solo. That's this little darling. Back then, just 6th of March, 7th of March. This gorgeous one. They stay me out. My darling, hopefully your little mummy Margaret will look after you. Welcome, sweetie. Long time coming. Page. There's this millet. Hello. Hello, my little warrior. There's Herbert. Right, come on, everybody. There's plenty of food. I'm going to get your feet out in a minute. Hey, stop it.
Right, it's Friday, 2025. Watching Budget Central Watch Street. Please like, share, subscribe. Just put some fresh seeds, millet, water out to the birdies. They're much happier now, all tucking in voraciously to all the food. So happy days. Everybody's got something to eat. Right, my darlings, good babies. Good babies. Enjoy. Hello. Herbert. On my shoulder. Hello, darling. What are you doing? Hmm? What are you doing? Sweetie pie. Hello, darling. What are you doing? Good boy. You're so cute. You're cheeky. So happy you're okay, my darling. Good boy. 8 months.